So we've already gone through the top 5 players at each position in the modern NBA, and while that's fun, let's take it a step back and let's do the top 5 players at each position all time. Because why the hell not? I mean, we still have about... I can't do math at the moment. We still have a little bit away from 2K16, so we gotta fill time somehow. So, the top 5 point guards of all time. Well, at number 5, we're gonna go with a guy who I feel like gets lost in the NBA lore sometimes, and that's Walt Clyde Frazier of the New York Knicks. Led the Knicks to 2 championships. Now, I'll just say it right now, John Stockton's not in my top 5. Here's the reason. Stockton was the model of consistency, okay? If I wanted a guy who I was going to have for a long time and who was going to make me a contender, however, the guy next to him has to be probably a better scorer, to be honest, like Karl Malone was, that's great, okay? That's a great thing to have. But if I want the guy who's going to take me over the top and give me a real chance at being a championship team, you go with Walt Clyde Frazier, okay? Led the Knicks to 2 championships. That's pretty damn impressive. And no disrespect to John Stockton, but if Stockton is my best player, I don't think those 2 championships happen, and that's why I gotta go with Walt Clyde Frazier. Plus, the fact that the guy has a first name as a nickname, just Walt Clyde, just swag out the ass, you know what I mean? Number 4, we're gonna go with Isaiah Thomas. Now Isaiah, as I know him, is a horrible general manager and a TV analyst that loves to hear himself talk. But for the Pistons in the 80s and the 90s, he was fantastic. Scoring. He really had that hard-nosed mentality, even if it didn't look like he did. And I think we've all seen the footage of his 30-point quarter against the Los Angeles Lakers with a sprained ankle. I mean, my goodness. I sprained my ankle, I can't walk for 4 days. And this guy was putting up numbers against the Lakers? That's just crazy. And by the way, that Detroit Pistons team, they should have won 3 titles in a row if it wasn't for a bad call on Lambeer against Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. If that call doesn't get made, and it should not have been made, that's a 3-peat for the bad boy Pistons, but they go down as only having 2 titles, unfortunately. Number 3, we're going to go with Jerry West. Jerry West was a point guard, guys. The majority of his seasons, he played point guard for the Lakers. Now, back then, positions were not as defined as they are now. It was 2 guards, 2 forwards, a center. Okay, we didn't have point guard, shooting guard, so on and so forth. But, by all accounts, Jerry West was really a point guard. And then if we're looking at that, I mean, you say John Stockton was a model of consistency, but he wasn't the guy who could take you over the top. Jerry West was both. Model of consistency, and if he's your best player, you're probably winning a championship. And the thing with Jerry West was, the guy went to the NBA Finals 9 times. 9. He only won 1 because he went up against the Celtics every single year. But appearing 9 times, now granted there weren't as many teams, I understand that, but Jerry West, I mean, just crazy good. He's got to be the 3rd best point guard of all time. The 2nd best point guard of all time. And everywhere I look, this guy's a point guard, so please save your comment on he was a shooting guard, he was a small forward, whatever. Oscar Robertson, the LeBron James before LeBron James. Athletic, strong, did everything well, passing, rebounding. Of course, he averaged a triple-double for a whole season, but if you go back and you look at Oscar Robertson's stats, he basically averaged a triple-double for 5 straight years, okay? Because some of those seasons, he's off by 5/10 of a rebound or 1 assist, but basically averaged a triple-double for 5 straight seasons. Funny thing with Oscar Robertson is that he was a huge dick, okay? He was a jerk, to say the least. And I got this from Bill Simmons' Big Book of Basketball, which I highly recommend you read. And why did I tell you that Oscar Robertson was a dick? I don't know, I just felt like saying it. Number 1, the best point guard of all time, of course, is Matthew Dellavedova. I mean Magic Johnson. Not much I really need to say about Magic Johnson. 6'9", ultimate cheeser in 2K. Had one of the weirdest looking jumpers ever, but still shot like 90% from the free throw line. Of course, we've seen the hook shot against the Celtics. 5 championships, I believe, Magic won. Could have won more if it wasn't for not wearing a condom. And, yeah, Magic Johnson. Some honorable mentions, I think, like I already mentioned, John Stockton. Stockton is number 6, and he was very, very close to making top 5, but I think Walt Clyde Frazier just has the higher ceiling and led the Knicks to 2 championships, so I gotta go with him over John Stockton. But if you want consistency for a long time, Stockton's your guy. Jason Kidd. Kidd was great, but for a long stretch of his career, he just couldn't shoot, and his percentages are very ugly. Who else? Steve Nash. Nash was great for about half of his career, but if you look at his first 6 or 7 seasons, he's pretty good, but he's not anything close to all-time great. And of course, his defense was never that good. Who else? I think Chris Paul could maybe climb up the list as he goes on in his career. He's still got about probably 4 or 5 years left, but depending on how this next stretch goes for Chris Paul, he may end up in this top 5 list. He may go on to lead the Clippers to a championship or 2. It's possible. But I think as of right now, he's probably somewhere between 10 and 6, I would say. I don't really know where. And I think that's going to do it. Leave me your opinion on top all-time point guards. Oh yes, Gary Payton. I forgot about Gary Payton. Just not as good as Walt Clyde Frazier. That's all I got. So that's going to do it. I'm done.